Hello everyone, greetings from PMG Engineering. I am Veena Mishra. I'm here to make you all aware about the cocoa processing and the manufacturing of chocolate. I shall be discussing my agendas in this slide. First of all, what is chocolate? Second, what is cacao? Third, cocoa processing. And the fourth one is chocolate manufacturing. So let's get started. What is chocolate? Chocolate is a food made from cacao bean. It's basically a combination of cocoa butter, cocoa solid, added vegetables, oil, and sugar. It is widely used in many desserts like candy, cake, pudding, ice cream, etc. It can be in solid or it can be in liquid form like hot chocolate. Switching to another agenda which briefs you all that what is cacao and how it is processed. Cacao comes from an edible seed of the cacao tree which grows on tree trunk. Now let's discuss what are cacao processing steps. First, plucking and opening the pod. Once the crop is ready to harvest, farmers start to handpick the pods and cacao beans are pulled out from the cell. Second step is fermentation, in which cacao beans are exposed to air and are placed in large heated shallow trays. If the temperature is right, they may be simply heated by the sun. Fermentation is a process which transforms flavor, in which workers come periodically and stir them up so that all beans are equally fermented. Without this process, no chocolate flavors. This process takes about duration of 2 to 7 days. After that, it is dried and the smell of chocolate emerges. Third process is drying. Drying is a process in which farmers simply spread the fermented seeds on tray and leave them in the sun to dry. The drying is a process takes about a week in which humidity level downs from 60% to 70%. As you can see in the present slide, the dried beans are collected and weighed in jute sacks. Each sack of bean weighs 64.5 kg and after that sacks stored in warehouse and they are ready to be exported. After discussing cocoa processing, I would like to share more information and brief you about manufacturing of chocolate. The first thing that chocolate manufacturers do with cocoa bean is to roast them. In roasting process, amino acids and sugar start to interact with the heat to develop flavor aroma which comes from the cacao. Now let's come to the winnowing process. In winnowing process, it is simply cracking the bean and removing the shell. After merging these two steps, we can conclude that fermented dried cocoa beans will be refined to a roasted nib by winnowing and roasting process. Moving to another process step, grinding the cocoa nibs. The grinding process generates heat and the dry granular consistency of the cocoa nib. In this, cocoa nib is then turned into a liquid as the high amount of fat contained in the nib melts. Continuing with step 3, chocolate liquor is blended with the cocoa butter in varying quantities to make different types of chocolate like milk chocolate, white chocolate, plain dark chocolate as you can see in the present slide. Step 4 is conching. Conching is a process which develops increased smoothness, viscosity and flavor. Basically, it's involved kneading the chocolate scraped from the rollers in heated mixture tanks at 60 degrees Celsius. This process requires 4 to 72 hours depending on the result desired and the type of machine used. Step 5. Tampering. The primary purpose of tampering is to assure that only the best form is present. When you temper chocolate, you are first melting the chocolate to a temperature that will break all of the crystals. The main purpose of tempering is to pre-crystallize the cocoa butter in it. This ensures a perfect finished product with a stained gloss. Last step of manufacturing process is molding. As we discussed in previous slide, tempering provides uniformity to the end chocolate. After the tempering of chocolate followed by cooling, the thickened chocolate mass is poured into molds for subsequent hardening. Coming up to the next slide, here is an overview of the chocolate manufacturing process from cacao harvesting to chocolate bar. Chocolate is very sensitive to temperature and humidity storage. Chocolate should be stored at a temperature ranges between 60 to 70 Fahrenheit with a relative humidity of less than 50%. As we all know, water can cause chocolate to spoil. Chocolate generally stored away from the food as it can absorb different aromas. Ideally, chocolates are packed or wrapped and placed in proper storage with the correct humidity and temperature. Additionally, chocolate is frequently stored in a dark place or protected from light by wrapping paper. The glossy sign, snap, aroma, texture, and taste of the chocolate can show the quality and if it was stored well. Mostly chocolate products are heat sensitive and it requires material that is composed of special material properties that will support the packaging of chocolate products. Packages should have proper marking so that carriers and storage personnel know how to treat the freight. Ideal condition to be maintained during handling or transportation is the temperature between 15 to 30 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity of 70% to 75%. Thank you for watching this video. As we all are going through this pandemic situation, our PMG team suggests you to stay safe and healthy. Till then, stay connected to us at www.pmg.engineering for more informative videos. Thank you.